In the digital age, warfare is no longer confined to the battlefield. With the advent of the internet, computers, and digital networks, a new type of warfare has emerged: cyber warfare. Unlike conventional warfare, which involves physical force, cyber warfare takes place in cyberspace, where nations use digital means to disrupt, damage, or control the infrastructure, communication, and intelligence systems of adversaries. As cyber warfare grows in complexity and scale, protecting national security from these threats has become a top priority for governments worldwide. The evolution of cyber warfare. Cyber warfare began to take shape in the late 20th century, with the increasing use of computers in military and government operations. Initially, cyber attacks were mainly focused on espionage, stealing sensitive information, or hacking into systems to gain intelligence on adversaries. However, with advancements in technology and the internet's expansion, cyber warfare has evolved into a multifaceted tool of disruption. The 2007 cyber attacks on Estonia, often cited as one of the earliest instances of large-scale cyber warfare, demonstrated the potential scale and severity of these threats. After a political conflict with Russia, Estonia's government, media, and banking systems were crippled by a series of distributed denial of service (DDoS) attacks, effectively paralyzing the nation's digital infrastructure. This event was a wake-up call for the global community, showcasing how cyber warfare could disrupt not only military, but also civilian life. Cyber threats to national security. Modern cyber warfare encompasses a wide range of tactics designed to infiltrate, destabilize, and exploit a nation's critical systems. Some of the most common cyber threats to national security include espionage, stealing sensitive information such as government secrets, military intelligence, and corporate data is one of the primary objectives of cyber espionage. Nations or state-sponsored actors often engage in cyber espionage to gain a strategic advantage over rivals. Stolen information can be used for political or military leverage, as seen in cases like the 2015 hack of the U.S. Office of Personnel Management, OPM, where the personal data of over 21 million government employees were compromised. Critical infrastructure attacks. Cyber attacks on critical infrastructure, such as power grids, water supply systems, and communication networks, pose a significant threat to national security. In 2015, hackers targeted Ukraine's power grid, leaving more than 200,000 people without electricity. Such attacks demonstrate the potential for cyber warfare to cause widespread disruption and chaos, especially in times of geopolitical conflict. Disinformation campaigns. Cyber warfare is not limited to hacking systems. It also includes influencing public opinion through disinformation campaigns. State actors often use social media and other digital platforms to spread false information, manipulate elections, and create social discord. Russia's interference in the 2016 US presidential election, for example, involved the dissemination of fake news and the hacking of political organizations, highlighting how cyber warfare can influence democratic processes. Ransomware. Ransomware attacks, where hackers encrypt data and demand payment to restore access, have become increasingly common in recent years. While traditionally associated with criminal organizations, state-sponsored actors are also believed to use ransomware to target government agencies and critical sectors. The 2021 Colonial Pipeline ransomware attack in the US caused fuel shortages across the East Coast, underscoring the vulnerability of essential services to cyber attacks. Advanced Persistent Threats, APTs. APTs are prolonged cyber attacks carried out by sophisticated, well-funded groups, often linked to nation-states. These attacks focus on infiltrating networks and maintaining long-term access to collect data or compromise systems. APTs are typically used for espionage, intellectual property theft, and disrupting military or governmental operations. The role of state actors in cyber warfare. Many of the most significant cyber warfare incidents involve state-sponsored actors, highlighting the growing use of cyberspace as a theater for geopolitical conflicts. Nation-states are increasingly leveraging cyber warfare as a cost-effective way to achieve strategic objectives without engaging in direct military confrontation. Russia. Russia is one of the most prominent actors in cyber warfare, frequently accused of using cyber attacks to interfere in foreign elections, steal sensitive information, and disrupt critical infrastructure. The Russian military's cyber division, the GRU, has been linked to high-profile attacks, including the 2017 NotPetya malware attack, which caused billions of dollars in damages globally. Russia's cyber warfare tactics are often part of a broader strategy of hybrid warfare, blending cyber attacks, disinformation, and conventional military tactics to weaken adversaries. China has also invested heavily in cyber warfare capabilities, with its cyber units focusing on espionage, intellectual property theft, and disrupting adversaries' military and government systems. The Chinese military's Unit 61398 has been implicated in numerous cyber attacks targeting US companies, government agencies, and military contractors, aiming to gain technological and economic advantages. China's cyber strategy often focuses on long-term infiltration and data collection rather than immediate disruption. North Korea. Despite its relatively limited technological infrastructure, North Korea has become a significant player in cyber warfare. The country's cyber units have been linked to numerous financial cybercrimes, including the 2014 Sony Pictures hack and the 2016 Bangladesh bank heist. North Korea uses cyber attacks as a means of circumventing economic sanctions and generating revenue for its regime. Additionally, its cyber activities often aim to destabilize political systems and undermine adversaries. United States. As a global superpower, the US has invested heavily in both offensive and defensive cyber capabilities. The US Cyber Command, US Cybercom, is responsible for defending American cyberspace and conducting offensive cyber operations against foreign adversaries. In recent years, the US has used cyber warfare to target terrorist organizations like ISIS and deter hostile nations. For example, the Stuxnet attack, widely believed to be a joint US-Israeli operation, disrupted Iran's nuclear program by sabotaging its uranium enrichment centrifuges, protecting national security from cyber threats. Given the increasing threat of cyber warfare, protecting national security has become a complex challenge for governments worldwide. Several key strategies have emerged to defend against cyber attacks. Cyber defense infrastructure. Governments must build robust cyber defense infrastructures to protect critical systems from cyber attacks. This includes investing in advanced cybersecurity technologies such as firewalls, encryption, and intrusion detection systems to prevent unauthorized access to sensitive networks. Moreover, governments must continuously update their cybersecurity protocols to stay ahead of evolving threats. Public-private partnerships. Protecting national security in cyberspace requires collaboration between government agencies and private sector companies. Many critical systems, including power grids and financial institutions, are owned and operated by private entities. Governments must work closely with these organizations to ensure that they have adequate cybersecurity measures in place. Information sharing agreements between the public and private sectors can also help detect and respond to cyber threats more effectively. Cybersecurity education and workforce development. One of the most significant challenges in defending against cyber warfare is the shortage of skilled cybersecurity professionals. Governments must invest in education and workforce development to train the next generation of cybersecurity experts. Initiatives like cybersecurity degree programs, certifications, and government-sponsored training can help build a more robust cyber defense workforce. International cooperation. Cyber warfare is a global threat that requires international cooperation to combat effectively. Governments must work together to establish norms and agreements for behavior in cyberspace. For example, the European Union (EU) has implemented the General Data Protection Regulation (GDPR) to protect its citizens from cyber threats, while the United Nations has called for international dialogue on cybersecurity. Offensive cyber capabilities. In addition to defending against cyber attacks, governments must also develop offensive cyber capabilities to deter adversaries. By launching retaliatory cyber operations, governments can demonstrate their ability to respond to cyber threats with force. Offensive cyber operations can also be used to disrupt enemy networks and prevent future attacks. Thanks for watching.